Start as Chaos Demon and join the chat group. Chapter 18 Tao. Seeing the way Deku and Saitama left, Asuka and Musashi were a little confused, but they didn't think much about it. After greeting everyone, they left separately. Kai, I have to leave too. Although I have not received the inheritance of the Warrior of Light, I will definitely be stronger than you in the future. Jagula came to Kai and said seriously. Okay, then we'll see you again later. I hope you won't fall into the darkness. Kai knew that Jagula would not always be with him, so he didn't try to persuade him to stay. He just nodded and agreed, reminding him at the same time. There has always been darkness in Jagula's heart, so he originally turned into a demon after Yuyan died. This time Yuyan did not die, but he would inevitably encounter something in the future that would make him fall into darkness. Huh? I understand. Jagula was a little confused, but he didn't say anything more and just nodded. Perhaps even he himself doesn't know that there is a powerful darkness in his heart, but fortunately, light also exists. Looking at Jagula's back, Kai thought to himself. Master, are you leaving? Yuyan looked at Jagula in front of him and said reluctantly. I hope that when we meet next time, you will be stronger than you are now, otherwise don't call yourself my apprentice. Jagula sneered. Master, have you finally admitted that I am your disciple? Yuyan said in surprise when he heard this. Snored. Jagula didn't answer, turned around, waved and left. Although there was no response, he agreed in disguise, but his arrogant temperament would not admit it. Master, don't worry, I will definitely work hard and won't embarrass you. Yuyan shouted as he watched Jagula leave. As everyone left one after another, Kai also said hello to Queen Amaterasu and left, heading towards the unknown universe. In the chat group, everyone is still discussing. Everyone, I am about to start a new journey. The Light of Orb has given me a new mission. Kai transformed into Orb and flew in the universe, but his mind was chatting with everyone in the chat group. Come on, Kai. Deku, who had returned to Mars, smiled while looking at the messages in the chat group. Is Mr. Saitama here? What kind of power do you have? Conan appeared. He had always believed in materialism. Although he had joined the chat group long ago, he had never seen the kind of power that could destroy the world with his own eyes. Although he was not there this time, watching it in the live broadcast room was like being there in person, which shocked him greatly. I didn't feel much power. I just punched seriously. Saitama said that this was his serious punch. When the strength reaches a certain level, every move can destroy the world. Saitama's body may seem ordinary, but it has very good power. Time has appeared. As the top boss in the group, he still has to give these little cuties can give you some tips. This seems to us to be a very powerful force, but to the group leader it is just not bad. I kneel down. Tony also appeared, and he was a little less confident in his own technology. Group leader, I want to know one thing, whether the way of science and technology can finally reach the power of a saint. Tony did not dare to ask for the ceiling power of the group leader, he just hoped to have the power of a saint. However, he may not know that the saint is a top boss in all the worlds. Being strong in any direction is a process of plundering resources. Technology is different from martial arts, magic, and immortality. Technology requires a group to develop, and the use of technology does not require talent. When one party's technology is developed to the extreme, rivals can appear a strong person in the heavenly Deo realm, but cannot reach the Deo realm. What makes technology powerful is external objects, and what makes the latter powerful is itself. Although they plunder the surrounding resources, technology cannot regenerate after plundering resources. Beings that follow the path of their own strength can return to the world after death and feed back the energy of the world. So this is a virtuous circle. Shichen explained it to Tony in detail, which also made other people in the chat group understand a lot of things. So, the technology side cannot compare with our own side in terms of top combat power. Tony said thoughtfully after hearing this. Yes, but even so, the technology side is still very powerful because it is a powerful group. The self side can only strengthen itself, which is often something that others cannot copy. I understand, I will still stick to the technology side in the future. Tony figured out that this was his future path. If I were to become an immortal, not to mention how great my achievements would be, it would definitely not be as great as my achievements in science and technology. He is still very confident in his R/U00260 capabilities. By the way, leader, if I major in technology, won't I be able to live forever? Tony suddenly thought that longevity has always been what human beings look forward to, and he was no exception. This is not difficult. If you want, I can let you live for hundreds of thousands of years. And in terms of technology, if you can transcend the limitations of the body, you can achieve spiritual immortality, and you can change it at will. Body. Shichen said without hesitation. Although he is a Taoist, after achieving the Great Dao, he will naturally be able to master all dharmas. There are countless ways in the world, and the name of the 3,000 Great Ways is a general term for all the Great Ways, because these are the strongest 3,000 Great Ways, and they are also the ways that gave birth to Great Ways. If one day, someone can prove the way with technology, then he will become the 3,001st Great Way. After thinking about it, Shichen revealed another big secret, which many people in the heavenly Dao realm did not know. So that's it? If I practice my ninja way to the extreme, can I become a Great Way? Uchiha Madara thought. What you call ninja way is actually just a branch of the 5 elements Great Way. If you practice it to the extreme, you can only return to the origin and return to the essence of the 5 elements Great Way. Shichen shook his head and said the source of the ninjutsu way. Is that so? Thank you for the group leader's explanation. Spot nodded, and seemed to understand a little. You need to walk your own way in the future. Only the way that suits you can go further. After a pause, Shichen gave everyone his advice. He would not interfere with others by force, which would be like a puppet. What's the point? Although not everyone will live forever in the future, and others will come in and die, he still hopes that these little guys can live as long as possible. I understand. I have decided to take the path of technology in the future. Maybe I can prove my truth with technology in the future. Tony joked. Then I will take the Five Elements Road. After all, my ninjutsu belongs to the Five Elements Road. If I change the direction of practice, it will be more trouble than gain. Spot nodded and understood his direction. You don't need to understand these things at present, as long as you can become stronger. Except for Tony's technology, there is not much difference between others before they achieve the Loyo Jinxian, but the energy system of practice is different. Feeling that others are a little confused, Shichen gave them the answer they needed. Forget it, it's useless to think so much. I'd better choose a practice book in the chat group. Conan didn't think about what these big guys were discussing, and planned to go to the group store to choose a practice. During the time when everyone was watching the live broadcast, Shichen created countless practices and knowledge, ranging from those used by mortals to those who can directly point to the realm of heaven. He put all these things into the chat group store, and set it up so that everyone can get one for free. If you want to get more, you need to use points to redeem. Giving tips to new people is not just giving them gifts, but they also need to work hard. He just gives them a channel to become stronger. In Shishin's eyes, all group members are the same, and he will not favor one over the other. In this way, everyone went offline after harvesting. Start as Chaos Demon and join the chat group. Chapter 19, Ubuzhu meets Pangu. In the prehistoric world, in a palace full of brilliance, Shishin slowly opened his eyes. 1,000,000 years have passed. Shishin's eyes were full of stars, knowing that he had been in seclusion for several more Yuanhui. He wanted to go out and see this prehistoric land. He stood up and went outside, calling two boys. Jiang, Bao, greetings, master. After the two boys came over, they immediately saluted Shishin. You guys get up, it's good, it's already the late stage of the Loyo Jinxian, and it will soon reach the peak. After this catastrophe, it is expected to break through to the Quasi-Saint. Shishin glanced at the two boys casually and nodded with satisfaction. Although the two boys are not as fast as the people of the Dragon, Phoenix, and Unicorn tribes in cultivation, they are better at steady and solid progress, and can dominate in every realm. Today, the people of the three tribes have already walked on the prehistoric continent. They are blessed by the luck of the three tribes, and their cultivation speed is beyond imagination. Now that the beast calamity has passed for several Yuanhui, the three tribes have gradually begun to dominate the prehistoric world, and the whole prehistoric world is filled with noisy sounds. Shishin left the East China Sea and came directly to the center of the prehistoric continent, Mount Buzhu. Mount Buzhu is worthy of being the first sacred mountain in the prehistoric world. Now the pressure of Pangu on the top of Mount Buzhu is still very strong, and even saints can hardly move here. However, these are nothing to Shishin. After all, his realm has long surpassed Pangu. Pangu did not kill him when he was alive, and he could not affect him after his death. In Shishin's eyes, the stars of all things flowed, and he saw countless innate spiritual treasures buried in Mount Buzhu, but many of them had not yet been conceived, and he was not interested in taking them. Suddenly he seemed to see something interesting, and his figure flashed and came directly to the interior of Mount Buzhu. Although the interior of Mount Buzhu is not as big as it looks from the outside, it still looks boundless and filled with endless chaotic energy. That's right, this is the chaotic energy that only exists in chaos. I didn't expect that the interior of Mount Buzhu is so rich. Although the chaos chi is higher than the innate spiritual energy of the prehistoric world, it is not suitable for the prehistoric creatures to cultivate and absorb. Only the chaos demon gods born in the prehistoric world need them. Walking along the place where the chaos chi is the most concentrated, Shishin saw a black boulder surrounded by countless chaos chi. Long time no see, Dayu, I didn't expect you to survive in this way. Shishin's eyes flashed with reminiscence, and he couldn't help but speak. Shishin, I didn't expect that among all our chaos demon gods, only you took this step. A voice came from the boulder, and the tone was full of surprise. I have to thank Dayu for this. Dayu created the world, so that I can witness Dayu's path to enlightenment and successfully prove the Tao. Shishin's tone was complicated and full of gratitude. He didn't expect that this was Pangu, the great god who created the world. It's just the creation of each person. Dayu can't say a word of thanks. Pangu's voice came, and the tone was also very complicated. When I died, I was able to retain a trace of my true spirit and merge into the interior of Mount Buzhu, thus lingering on. For countless years, this trace of my true spirit is about to dissipate. Pangu spoke calmly, describing his own situation, but it seemed as if he was talking about other people. Although this place is full of chaotic energy, it can only slow down the dissipation of his true spirit. In a few Yuanhui, he will completely dissipate. It doesn't matter. Since I met a Taoist friend today, it is also my avenue that reminds me. Shishin thought of his feelings today. He could have continued to practice, but suddenly he had a whim. It seems that his avenue is reminding him to find Pangu. At his current state, this kind of induction about the avenue makes him attach great importance to it. Now that he has found Pangu, he already knows everything. It seems that I am destined not to die now. In this case, thank you Taoist friend. Pangu understood that when he met Shishin now, it was the avenue that gave him a glimmer of life. If the trace of his true spirit dissipated, or Shishin could not prove the great Dao, then he would really die. Both are indispensable. Fortunately, these conditions are all there, so Pangu can seize the glimmer of life left by the great Dao. It doesn't matter, I owe it to you. As he said, the great Dao law surged around Shishin, countless sounds of the great Dao permeated, and the Dao and the principle were intertwined. Countless great Dao perceptions poured into the black boulder where Pangu lived, and then Shishin opened the river of time and space and stepped into it. The river of time and space is different from the river of time. It is a higher existence than the river of time. The river of time allows people to see things in the past, but they cannot change anything. They can only know what happened in the past. The river of time and space is different. It has the power of time and space. Because of the existence of the power of space, people can take away things from the past. Having said that, if you frequently take away things from the river of time and space, it will cause the Great Dao to collapse, and its power is unbearable even for the Great Dao. Shichen walked in the long river of time and space. Even he felt the pressure here was terrifying, but he had the power of time, which allowed him to withstand the pressure. Therefore, those who can travel in the long river of time and space are all extremely terrifying people of the avenue. There is no concept of time and space in the long river of time and space. Shichen walked for an unknown period of time, which could be countless years or just a moment, but he still felt that he was walking in the same place. Finally, Shichen saw what he needed. It was a huge green lotus surrounded by countless laws of time and space, which had merged with the long river of time and space. This was the chaos green lotus that existed in the past, and it was the treasure that gave birth to Pangu. The chaos green lotus once gave birth to Pangu, but it was broken in the battle of proving the Tao and turned into several top-grade innate spiritual treasures. They are the 12th grade creation green lotus, the 12th grade merit golden lotus, the 12th grade karma fire red lotus, and the 12th grade destruction black lotus. These 4 lotus platforms were later obtained by other great powers in the prehistoric world and became powerful magic weapons in their hands. However, the chaos green lotus in the long river of time and space today is just a manifestation of the chaos green lotus in the long river of time and space. Although it does not have the original power, it has the same function. If Pangu wants to be reborn again, he not only needs the help of the power of the great Dao of Shichen, but also needs to be bred again, and the chaos green lotus is the most suitable place for him to be bred. The great Dao of time in Shishen's hand is permeated, and he slowly takes out the chaos green lotus from it. Although it looks like a phantom and lacks the power of the original, it can still feel the original Dao rhyme. This is the horror of the long river of time and space, which can completely replicate the Dao rhyme of the original. After taking out the chaos green lotus, fake, Shichen clearly felt that the pressure of the long river of time and space on him was even greater. Without thinking too much, he stepped out of the long river of time and space. Returning to the chaos space where Pangu was, Shichen directly hit the chaos green lotus, fake, into the black boulder, and then wrapped it with the power of the Dao, allowing it to slowly merge with Pangu. Because Pangu was born here, the fusion process was extremely smooth. It only took 10,000 years to completely merge with Pangu. At this time, the black boulder had disappeared, and turned into a huge chaos green lotus phantom. A burly figure sat cross-legged inside it, and it was the reborn Pangu. After a long time, Pangu slowly opened his eyes, and a trace of gratitude flashed in his calm eyes. Thank you for rebuilding my body. Shichen shook his head and didn't care much. This was the cause and effect between him and Pangu. Now that you have been reborn, can you prove the great Dao again? Shichen looked at Pangu and asked. I have experienced the life and death of the creation of heaven and have been reborn again. Now I can achieve the great Dao. Pangu nodded and said. Although he is only at the loyal level now, he still has the cultivation experience of the peak of the heavenly Dao realm, so it won't take much time for him to achieve the heavenly Dao realm again and prove the great Dao in one fell swoop. Start as Chaos Demon and join the chat group. Chapter 20. The female member of the group finally appeared. Shichen nodded, and then laid many restrictions here. Dao, I have set up restrictions here, you can practice with confidence, don't worry about being discovered by Tiandao. Pangu nodded, knowing that with Shishen's restrictions, unless he or Shichen agreed, no one else would be able to find him, and what he lacked most now was time. Although the prehistoric world was opened up by Pangu, and Tiandao was born because of the prehistoric world, Tiandao did not want to have Pangu above him. Although Tiandao had no emotions, like a machine to manage the prehistoric world, it would instinctively destroy things that were harmful to itself. And the several catastrophes in the prehistoric world were also launched by Tiandao in order to perfect itself, in order to make itself more perfect and powerful. Today's Tiandao is not perfect, so Pangu is fine in Buzhu Mountain, but when the 6 saints come out in the future, Tiandao will become more powerful, and Hongjun will also merge with Tiandao. By then, it will not be so easy for Pangu to hide. So now Shichen has set up a pen inside Buzhu Mountain, where even the heavenly Dao cannot explore, naturally ensuring Pangu's smooth cultivation. After everything was done here, Shichen did not stay any longer, and left Buzhu Mountain directly, and soon returned to his fairy island. It seems that the future prehistoric world will be more interesting. In the Wangxiang Palace, Shichen smiled, and then began to practice again. Time passed, and many days had passed since the last Honkai live broadcast in the chat group. It's so boring, is there anyone who wants to talk? In the chat group, Conan broke the long-lost silence. Conan, why do you have time to hang out in the group again if you don't go to accompany your sister's island? Seeing Conan appear, Tony also came online. Ding, welcome Uncle Long's good niece, the idle wind god Barbados, and the all-round gentle maid to join the chat group. Just as Conan was about to quarrel with Tony, the voice of the chat group came, blocking his words directly. Uchiha Madara? There's a newcomer. The diving Madara was blown out. Welcome, newcomer, pay attention to receiving the information about the chat group in your mind. Wu Lioki was also blown out by the system's prompt. As an old member of the chat group, although his presence is relatively weak, he feels that he can still save it. Hey, is there a beauty coming in this time? A rare guest. As soon as he opened his mouth, he was old and flowery. This was Tony Stark who was about to quarrel with Conan. Others were also blown out by the system voice, and they all went online to send congratulatory messages. Uncle Long's good niece, yo, so cool, I didn't expect that there are so many fun things in this world besides talismans. By the way, is my name an irony of me? Newcomers, you can change the group nickname to your own name, so that we can all get to know each other. Conan reminded him when he saw this. Oh, I see. As he said, This person directly changed his name to Chen Xiao. Wendy, hey, is this the world outside Tibet? Rem, outside the world, the heavens, and the myriad worlds. Don't say I didn't give you a chance. Anyone who knows can upload the destiny space by themselves. Shichen's trumpet came out at this time, reminding him kindly. Everyone,
Right.
I think I know one.
And, I
this
think
time
the
Conan
demon
suddenly
fire
said.
that consumes her
Then
body
everyone saw
thinks
the
that a
system
hero is still around.
Ding,
And so,
Group Manager Conan uploaded ReZero starting life in another world, and the destiny space has been generated. The group will be awarded 1,000 points. P.S. They are from the same country. Conan has seen Rem. It's reasonable, right? Ding, Group Manager Tony Stark uploaded The Adventures of Jackie Chan, and the destiny space has been generated. The group will be awarded 1,000 points. P.S. They are from the same country. Tony has seen The Adventures of Jackie Chan. It's reasonable, right? Tony was not to be outdone and also uploaded what he knew. As two people living in modern cities, Tony and Conan have resources that others don't have. They have been watching a lot of episodes recently in order to be able to make a splash in the future and get a lot of points. This time they finally found an opportunity and had a place to use their skills. Why don't I live in your world? Woo woo woo. Wu Lioki saw that it was finally not the group owner who uploaded the fate space to the newcomers. He felt no relief in his heart, only endless sadness. Well, it seems that you don't know the last one, so I'll do it. Shichen looked and knew that no one had uploaded the fate space, so he had to do it himself. Ding, Group Leader Shichen uploaded Genshin Impact, and the Destiny space has been generated. The group will be awarded 1,000 points. P.S. After all, the plot of Genshin Impact has not been fully released, so I found a Barbados who does nothing all day long. After all, his deeds have been known for a long time, and now he has been singing and drinking in Mondstadt. As for whether the official will have his plot in the future, we will talk about it later. In addition, the novel assumes that he knows his future destiny. I hope everyone will spray less. Everyone, go and take a look at your own destiny space. There are records about your original destiny, but after joining the chat group, everything will change, so it will only serve as a reference. Shichen smiled and said. The three of them no longer hesitated after hearing this and directly entered their own destiny space. Shua. Soon, the three of them appeared in the chat group again. After all, it only takes a moment to enter and exit. How about it, newcomers, do you feel incredible? You can edit your own destiny space and open it, so that we can watch your destiny. You can watch the destiny space of all of us at any time now. Tony looked at the three people and smiled. The three people edited their own destiny space and chose to open it for everyone to watch. After that, they each chose another person's destiny space to watch. After a long time, everyone finished watching and had a simple understanding of everyone present. Tisk tisk, your experiences are all very interesting. Tony spoke first and smiled at the three people. Haha, I didn't expect that I would experience so many adventures with Uncle Long, and I could become a police officer in District 13 in the end. Now I wonder how Uncle Long can stop me from taking risks. Xiao said excitedly after watching all the destiny spaces. For a child who loves adventure, everything here makes her excited. It seems that our Tibet continent is not so peaceful, but I have reached the age of retirement, so I will leave these things to others. Wendy didn't care. He was a leisurely person. Otherwise, he would not have let Mondstadt be free for so many years and let his divine power fade away. Subaru, you are such a gentle person. It turns out that you have done so many things for us silently without us knowing. Rem is very emotional. Now she knows that there is such a person who silently pays, and she can't help but feel uncomfortable. Rem has not met Natsuki Subaru yet, but what she saw in the fate space moved her deeply. The other party sacrificed countless times for the perfect ending that almost did not exist, which made her have a great liking for this young man she had never met. By the way, how can there be a god as leisurely as you? The evaluation given by the chat group is really good. Conan looked at Wendy and couldn't help complaining. Thinking of the name given by the chat group, Barbados, the wind god who does not do his job, it is really appropriate. Ahaha, don't worry about these details. You are talking about the wind god Barbados. What does this have to do with me, Wendy? Wendy argued, trying to get away with it. Since we all know each other, I will log off first. Uchiha Madara said, and chose to log off directly. Now he has a lot of things to do. Let alone other things, just Naruto, this naughty kid, gave him a headache. Start as Chaos Demon and join the chat group. Chapter 21, Urgent Mission. Tell me the truth, Wendy, only 2 of your original 7 gods are dead. Is it because of you? Conan said with a sinister smile. Why is it because of me? Wendy asked puzzledly. It must be that you 7 gods had a party together to drink, and then you got drunk and went crazy, and used the big move, and the remaining 5 all died from the reaction of elements with each other, leaving only Fenyan and 2 orphan elements. Conan explained. Everyone. Slander, this is slander. Wendy was almost angry. By the way, has the traveler from your world come? I didn't expect that there are still people traveling in different worlds. Conan stopped teasing him and asked about the traveler. Of course he came, otherwise how could I wake up? This is not the Tibet continent of 1,000 years ago. Wendy rolled his eyes when he heard it. No more, I'm going to drink. Next time, if any one of you has good wine, remember to bring some to me, I can give you some gadgets. With that, Wendy went offline directly. Barbados is really a lazy guy. Big guys, I'm also offline. I'm going to go find amulets with Uncle Long. Xiao said hello and then logged off. Me too, it's time to clean up. See you later. Rem said and also logged off. Alas, are all the newcomers so busy? Conan shook his head and said helplessly. The strength of these newcomers is pretty good. Except for Xiao, who is an ordinary person with only the strength of the first level, Rem is the second level, and Wendy is the third level. Tony said at this time. If this lazy wind god had chosen to protect and govern Mondstadt, his strength would be the fifth level now. The gods of Tibet are generally around the fifth level, and Tianli has the strength of the sixth level. Shichen once again showed his own experience. He is called a god, but in the world of big guys, he is probably not even as good as a cannon fodder. Conan complained after hearing this. It seems that some small bugs have appeared. Who of you is interested in going there? Shichen suddenly discovered something and said to the chat group. What's wrong, big brother? Tony asked hurriedly after hearing this. It's okay. The chat group will be prompted soon. Shichen did not say it directly, but kept it a secret first. As soon as the voice fell, the system prompt sound of the chat group sounded at the right time. Ding, it is detected that there are unstable factors in the world of group manager Wu Liuqi. Group members are required to go to explore and solve the trouble. A maximum of 3 members will go, and the highest combat power is level 3. After successfully solving the incident, the group members who participated in solving the incident will receive points rewards according to their contribution. My world? What happened? Wu Liuqi was blown away by this and couldn't help asking. It's just that some small bugs from other worlds are going to sneak over. If you don't solve it, the coordinates of your world will be discovered, and there will be more dangers in the future. Shichen explained aloud. Is there any big brother coming? Come and help me quickly. Wu Liuqi was shocked when he heard the words and shouted in the group. He has not yet recovered his former strength. Although he has been practicing, the time is too short. Now he has only reached the peak of the first level. And this time the chat group said that the highest group member of the third level strength will go, which means that the other party will also be the third level at most. A rookie like him is obviously not a match. Add me. Now there are only me and Wendy who are free in the third level in the group. Kai is busy with the task, and Wendy is slacking off everywhere. Only I am the most suitable. Madara appeared at this time and agreed without hesitation. In that case, add me. My latest armor is ready, just in time to test the power. Tony also said. With his current strength plus the Iron Man armor, he is also at a medium level among the second level, which is barely enough. Who said I was slacking off just now? Am I not here? It's just right to see the scenery of the other world. I have always heard travelers talk about the scenery of the other world. As the best part in Tibet, how can I not take a trip to another world? Wendy, who was still slacking off, suddenly appeared again at this time. Great, with all the bosses here, we will definitely be very successful this time. Wu Liuqi said excitedly. In that case, I will also give you a small gift to restore your strength. Shichen looked at the peaceful chat group and couldn't help but smiled and said. Really? Group leader. Wu Liuqi heard that Shichen personally took action. Although the opponent's strength was only to restore his own strength, it also made him extremely excited. You were originally an assassin who only knew how to kill people, and the reason why you were so strong at the beginning was more because of your powerful fighting instincts, your fighting talent like a beast, and your extraordinary physical fitness. After saying that, Shichen did not move, but Wu Liuqi, who was far away from countless universes, paused, and countless battle insights surged into his heart, and the energy originally hidden in his body was also completely stimulated. I feel full of power now, and many skills about fighting have become my instincts. This feeling is really great. Wu Liuqi almost jumped with excitement, which scared Ji Davio and Xiaofei beside him. Iggy, what are you doing? Ji Davio dropped his cigar and couldn't help yelling at Wu Liuqi. Davio, my strength has been restored. Wu Liuqi said to Ji Davio excitedly. You restored your strength? Were you still a powerful assassin before? Ji Davio asked disdainfully. Wu Liuqi didn't say anything more to him, just thinking that he could scare him when he turned around. Oh, Achi's strength has finally removed the word fake and has successfully entered the ranks of the second level. Tony smiled when he saw this. Okay, you guys set off now. The chat group will give you a hint. It's probably over at Chicken Island. Shichen looked at it and reminded everyone. Also, Achi, don't forget to start the live broadcast. Everyone, understood. Ding, Uchiha Madara, Wendy, Tony Stark accept the task, now start the transmission, target, Wu Liuqi's world. Davio, Xiaofei, I'm going out for a while. A few friends are coming over. I'll go to greet them. In the barber shop, Wu Liuqi said to Ji Davio and Ji Xiaofei. Friends? Why don't I know what friends you have? Ji Davio was surprised when he heard this. You will know soon. I'm leaving first. Without answering Ji Davio's question, Wu Liuqi flashed and disappeared directly on the spot. Oh my god, when did Achi become so powerful? Has he really recovered his strength? Ji Davio was so shocked that the cigar in his mouth fell out. Chirp chirp. Xiaofei flapped his wings and said excitedly that only Ji Davio could understand. Wu Liuqi came directly to a deserted place, and then 3 light gates appeared in front of him, and 3 people walked out of them. One of them had a resolute face and wore a black and gray tight combat uniform. It was Uchiha Madara. The second person had a boyish appearance, short black hair, a braid on each side, golden stripes and decorations on his body, and a white and green dress. This was Wendy. The last person was wearing a dark tights, with a bohemian face, like a peerless playboy, and it was Tony Stark. As soon as the 3 came out, they saw Wu Liuqi in front of them. Wu Liuqi looked about the same age as Wendy, with short hair tied up high and a white casual outfit. Big guys, you're finally here. Seeing the 3 people, Wu Liuqi stepped forward and said with a smile. Achi, let's get going without delay. Tony stepped forward and put his arm around Wu Liuqi's shoulders and said. I just checked the mission. The other party will appear in an hour, and will land on Chicken Island. Let's go to my barber shop to rest first. Wu Liuqi greeted several people while leading the way. The three people had no objection to hearing this, and followed Wulaoki directly.